Okay, everybody, here we go. It's me. I'm kind of casual, as you can see right now. It is Friday, the final trading day of the year. We got through it. Me, not only did we get through this, okay, but I think we prospered through this. And I'm not just talking about from a financial standpoint. I mean, we reached out. This channel has gotten much bigger. Our worldwide family is much bigger. And I'm happy to see that we're making a positive difference in the world. And let me say that this in 2024, despite what we have coming down the pike here, okay, uh, we are going to continue to make a positive difference in the world. It's all that matters to me, honestly. Everything else will just come. You understand? Um, all this stuff about the markets, it's fascinating. The economy, fascinating. The freak show, vomitous. Okay. But at the same time, I mean, look, it's good to be alive. That's a fact. It's a great time to be alive. Absolutely. And again, like I always tell you, we got each other. We have each other. I'm out here twice a day with all of you. My morning one, I wish, maybe I should go back to the live stream on my first videos because I really enjoy these live streams. The taped show that I do in the morning, I only do that because a lot of people complain. Oh, Greg, I hate the live stream. I'm not watching the live stream. Go back to the old format. So, I'm trying to make everyone happy. So I do the taped show in the morning and then I do this one here. Um, anyway. Yeah, you notice that necklace? Look at that. Magic Mika. Look familiar to you? Anyway, yeah, people take notice of things. Huh? How about this? You notice the guitar sitting right here next to me? I'm gonna play some guitar for you later. Yes, I am. I'm gonna bang out a few notes. You guys and girls have been asking me to play one of these damn things for quite a long time. So I figured, hey, not only is it a Friday, this is the last trading day of the year. So why not play some guitar, right? 69 Strat, you'll appreciate it. Anyway, so let's before we move on a little, let's just set the stage here. So again, what a year for this market, not just for you and me, but the market did very well this year, and despite the round after round after round of bad economic news, I mean, it just doesn't stop. That's going to continue to a much greater degree in 24. Again, this is what we're seeing here. This is by no accident. The entire global economy uh, in free fall. Okay, this is central banks working in concert to dismantle it, to foster or create a neo-feudal system, dependency on all this stuff that you and I covered day after day. We're watching it on play right before our freaking eyeballs. You understand? I hate this. I really hate to see these things here. It's the truth. And, people, they have no idea what's happening to them or why it's happening. And, people walk around and the sad thing is people they've twisted people's lives around in such a way that they can't focus on the things that make them happy anymore. It's about going out, making a living, coming home, paying stinking bills, can't keep up, taking loans out, tapping into home equity, swiping those damn credit cards. It's a disease in many ways. I think it's a disease, and people, again, the indoctrination into this system begins from the time you take your first breath. They're forcing things on people. The tell lie vision, constantly flashing things in your face here. You need this, you need that. Of course, you need this drug and that drug, and everything else. Anyway, look, you and me, we don't fall into that trap. Let me explain something to you about this market here. A lot of people say, Greg is like a money junkie or whatever it might be. I am certainly not. This is a game, okay? Life in many ways is a game. And once you understand who the players are, what they want in any kind of game, okay, it makes it challenging. I like I like to be challenged. You understand? Like with my race car, for example, I've been having a lot of problems with that damn thing. Trying to get, it's making over 1,000 horsepower. I'm having a hard time getting those tires to stick to get the car down the track. My best run so far was a 9.0 at about 109.0 quarter mile, about 154 miles an hour, and I've been having a lot of problems with it since that time. The weather has changed, and that's another factor. Like when you have a race car like this, makes all this power. When it gets cooler out, it makes even more power. The molecules of the air are closer together, so it makes more power. And so I'm trying to compensate for that. So I love the challenge. I love it, and the market to me, trying to stay ahead of the curve, and not just that, like putting ourselves in the right spots. And this is what I'm all about. You all know that. You know, uh, just thinking about how this is going to play out, the most likely scenarios. I find it unbelievably interesting, honestly. And then you see things that we talk about just happen because we know the game. We know nobody knows the game better than us. It's crazy. Um, but anyway, last trading day, this market did not put on another record high. Fractional losses across the board. Gold, silver, crude all fell under pressure. Cryptocurrencies fell under pressure. This is a long weekend. Market is closed for New Year's Day. The first trading day of the year is Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so look, I cannot wait for next year. That's really the truth. And because of all of you, we're gonna get through. I don't care what they throw at us. I don't care what they do, what they try to do. Um, in my opinion, we cannot be beaten. We are absolutely invincible. That doesn't mean that we're not going to make mistakes here and there. Okay, let me explain that to you. You already know this. Again, like we can try all we want to get a 100% record. It's almost impossible to do, right, Peter? I appreciate you too. Australia, that's awesome. Anyway, so what was I? I got distracted for a moment here. So no matter what we do, we're never going to get it 100%. But we don't need to get it 100%. Just for the most part. And I mean, last year we really nailed this entire thing. A couple of things we got wrong. I got crude oil wrong. My bottom end price. I definitely got one Fed meeting wrong. Okay. All in all, it doesn't matter. Again, we can't always get it. But that's okay. We don't need to worry about it. I think we're so freaking far ahead of the curve on everything. The way I've laid out all this stuff for you, the newsletters that I put out for all of you, I think these are extremely educational. And like I said, what we're doing here, we're playing a game of incomplete information. That's a fact, and this kind of makes it challenging as well. Trying to fill in those gaps. But again, we know where this is going to go. In 2024, as I said, only one thing is going to matter. The title of this video, only one thing is going to matter to this market, and that is where the 10-year yield, or not even the yield curve, the 10-year yield goes, because it's the benchmark, okay? 10-year yield pretty much ended the year where it started, with a lot of volatility throughout the year. You've witnessed a lot of volatility as that 10-year yield was swinging up and down like a freaking yo-yo or a pendulum, whatever. In my opinion, unfortunately, we're sitting here, you and me, and we're talking. All right. Many people are going to die. Okay. And not of natural causes in 2024. I'm talking about people are going to be slaughtered, murdered. And I'm talking about via the mechanism of a war. Okay. This is going to expand. There's going to be a lot more funding for wars. Like you cannot believe. Government spending, all of this added to GDP. They're going to tell you how great everything is. Look at GDP. Look at GDP. Most people have no idea that all of this is all the government spending is all calculated in GDP numbers. They think, hey, wow, GDP, economy's doing great. Oh, this is beautiful. No, nothing could possibly be further from the truth. The economy is going to crater faster in 24. Government spending is going to skyrocket faster than we've ever seen before. Expanding war The Federal Reserve and central banks collectively are using war as a mechanism to push cash into the debt market. Not only are they buying all the debt, okay, that's how they keep rates low. No central bank is magical, people. They're not magical. No, they're not. They have to get into the market and make it happen. That's how they keep rates where they are. And we do not have a free market economy anymore. If central banks are into buying it all the debt, how can we have a free market? How can there be a price discovery mechanism behind the damn thing? Can't. We understand the markets are fake. That's our strength. Okay. Now moving into 2024, understanding that first of all, a few things are going to happen, and you know what they are. Okay. We're going to get rate cuts. Not only are we going to get rate cuts, the Federal Reserve again and central banks are counting on more war and will propagate more war. Understand? Who funds all this stuff? Where does all the cash come from? The next $250 million installment we're just sending over to Ukraine here from the United States. Where does that cash come from? Do we have a war chest somewhere? No. Got to get borrowed. It comes right from the Federal Reserve. You don't know that. You know that. People have no idea where this cash comes from. They think we have a war chest, an endless supply of cash. No, we don't have an endless supply of cash. So any cash, the blank check for this war, the blank check for that war, it's all cash magically added to a digital screen. The more war there is, the more cash is going to be driven into the perceived safety of debt. Okay, that's going to drive bond yields lower. The Federal Reserve is using this as a mechanism. You understand? It's the Federal Reserve who's funding the war, who's responsible for these wars. You understand that? That's really the truth. All wars are banker wars. I think we all understand that. All wars are a racket. You understand that too. Okay, this is something that we've all heard since time and freaking memorial. It's not going to stop. It's going to go on and on and on and on and on. And we're going to get our politicians out there going to tell you, we detest war. We hate war. Meanwhile, how many of these freaks are profiteering from being invested as, look, I'm not calling anybody out for investing in defense stocks or I don't do that. Okay. You all know, I'm not calling anybody out if they do. Who am I to say what people should and should not do? You understand? But it's just not for me. I will not do this. I've covered this time and time again. Anyway, our so-called loving, caring politicians, they want more war. Okay, they all work for the Federal Reserve. It's the game that's been going on for thousands of years. The illusions, the distractions, the look here's, the don't look there, the false belief systems, the whatever. This whole thing is rigged as a massive psyop, which starts from when you're a young child and until you're old enough to understand what things actually, how it's working, what's the system really all about. It's the duality of man. It's so crazy. But I like to think that most of us, at least here, care about each other and want to do good. All right. I don't know about you. Like we've covered before. I would be willing to bet that there's many of you here that are not proud of things that you've done in the past. I have many, many things, and I regret that. I regret those kinds of things, and I've tried to make it right. I think. Anyway, but we're all going to do that. That's part of being a human being. Anyway, so with that said, again, so the one thing that's going to matter here, and I think you're already getting what I'm talking about with regard to the markets, is bond yields suppression, rate suppression, more asset purchases, all the easy money. That's really, it doesn't, again, the economy, and the worse the economic news is, and it's going to continue to get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse, the more likely it is that the Fed is going to continue to cut rates in an environment where inflation continues to rise. If you notice the propaganda as of late, inflation is coming down. Inflation is coming down. Inflation is coming down. They're repeating it over and over. It's a form of hypnosis. It is not coming down. We just covered this, what did we find out just last week? Inflation continues to rise. Year over year at 3.2%, which is tremendous. It's tremendous. But again, inflation is coming down. You know how you know it's coming down? Because the television is telling you it's coming down. And mummified people and creatures crawling out of the woodwork are all going to tell you the same thing. Anyway, people. You all know what I'm talking about here. We got to continue to do what we've been doing since day one, betting against the debt, becoming our own central banks. You and me are not interested, at least me. I am telling you straight out. I am not interested at all as to what the short-term price action is of gold and silver. I don't think about it at all. I just know that, again, you got to take the opposite side of what's happening. If we understand, and we haven't seen nothing yet with regard to where global debt is going to go, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? You want to take advantage of that. You can be long the stock market like Greg Mannarino is, and I'm getting longer and longer until we see the debt market meltdown. You know this already, okay? I don't care. Again, markets go up and markets go down. If you look, you watch the 10-year yield, you watch the relative strength of the dollar. Okay. These are the keys here. It's not the freaking freak show, googly eyed, whatever the freak they are on, Fox Business and CNBC and Bloomberg. All they want you to look at is the Dow Jones Industrial Average. It's a distraction. They don't care about the drivers. They won't tell you a damn thing about that. I said, focus on this, focus on this, focus on that. It's all distraction. It's a deception. You understand the drivers of the market. You're so far ahead of the curve. It's unbelievable. You understand? So for me, and again, look, when I come out here and I talk about all this stuff, next year, the same as this year and the year past and the year past and the year past, always think about what I say. That's what you should do. I mean, all of you here are here for a reason. But don't just dive into anything without doing your own research. Okay, maybe Greg is wrong. Greg Mannarino has been known to be wrong, has been wrong in the past, and will be wrong again. There's no doubt about it. We're all going to be wrong because even machines screw up once in a while. Understand? I will try my hardest, as I've been doing, to keep my errors, which I share with all of you, to a minimum. You understand? I mean, that's kind of like where I'm at, and I think all of you too. Anyway, people, so that's kind of it. Now, before I pick up this lovely instrument here, it's going to be awkward. That's why I didn't pick up the other one in the back because I couldn't actually get in the right spot. I'm going to have to play it kind of like this. But before I do that, anything else that you guys and girls want to talk about on this last trading day? Oh, just real quick. Sunday, New Year's Eve. Obviously, I'm not going to do a markets to look ahead. I will do one on Monday. Okay, and a lot of people are going to go, "Hey, where's Greg?" Markets closed on Monday, New Year's Day. I'm going to treat that as a Sunday. I don't know what time I'm going to get up here. I'm not going to probably get it out too early. I'll get it out. I'll get a market to look out on Monday at one point. Let's just put it that way. So I'll see you then. Now listen, before we do anything else here, people, look, I want all of you to be really, really safe. There's a lot of people who don't care about nothing. They're going to be on the roads here, loading up and whatever else they got to do here. I lost one of my dearest friends in this world. She was 23 years old. I was 24 years old. We're talking about more than a quarter of a century ago. It just never leaves you, and she lost her life because of a drunk driver. And I just don't want that to happen to anybody else. I can't handle it. I really can't. If I find out that one of you, through no fault of your own, will fall victim to something like that, it would hurt me. It would hurt me a lot. You know what I mean? So please be careful. Look out for each other. Love each other. Care about each other. As always, be charitable. Moving into 24, and we're gonna have a great year. Now with that, let's pick this lovely thing up here. As I said, look, I picked this up at Guitar Center for like less than $300. Look at this thing. This thing plays pretty damn good. That was sloppy. Let's try that again. Let's try it one more time. It's hard to play like this. Anyway, that's pretty much where we are, people. Ugh. Okay, I think that's what we're gonna do today. All right. So with that said, people, again, love you from the heart. I mean that. Please be safe, 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 safe. I'll see you all again Monday. As I said, for my markets to look ahead, it's gonna be lovely. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna have a great year. We're gonna have a phenomenal year. I can promise you that. And I hope more and more people you start to pay attention to what's going on. You understand? I really, really, really do. All right, I am so out of here. Getting kind of long. Take care of each other. All right, remember, love each other, care about each other, be charitable, and that's all that matters. All right, I'll see you.